Hezan, and welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Really enjoyed seeing you guys last night.
Thank you so much.
What brought you to Sheffield, to the Noise Annoys festival?
Yeah, well, Bry reached out to us. We've had in contact for a very long time.
Yeah, we've known you for years.
Yeah.
Like going back like 10, 12 years, I think,
Yeah,
something
at
like
least.
that.
Yeah. And I mean, it's a small community, big yet small community. We all know each other.
Big heart.
Yeah, and we were very happy, of course, because we've been willing to come to this fest, but never had the chance to do it. So playing it, we were more than pleased and happy about it.
Not the only Swedish band to be playing, which is nice.
Yeah.
He does tend to do that, finds little clusters each year of a country, brings some over.
He has a good taste, I would say, in general. I
Yeah.
mean, I think
Very.
there's a lot of like interest in the same bands, and I think he has a good spot for like what works as
Yeah.
well.
He's a proper nerd.
Yeah.
He's aware of all of the latest within
yeah.
punk, so...
He is, but yeah, it's like he lives in my brain when he picks the bands. I'm like, that's very good. Oh, I'd not heard of them. I love this. Yeah. And I've got to ask, you're based in Sweden,
Yeah.
but your name is Brazilian Portuguese. You sing in Brazilian Portuguese. How did all of that come about?
Well, I'm Brazilian, born and raised in Brazil. I moved to Sweden as an adult, but I actually met Victor in Brazil, touring with his old band before I moved to Sweden. So I
That was
guess...
2008, so yeah, it's
Yeah.
almost 20 years ago now. Yeah, it's a long time ago.
Yeah, indeed. So yeah, I don't know. Eventually, I think Nicky. We're all based in Stockholm, but we're all from different places. And I think Nicky moved to Stockholm, and everyone wanted to start a band with her because she's the coolest. And back then it was Hilda that used to sing in X-Resh, or still sings in X-Resh. They wanted to start a band, and then they reached out to us, and then eventually we became that band. And I carry this list of names, of probable band names, and PRISÁO was one of them. We actually had tried to start a band previously
Before
called
with the
PRISÁO.
same band, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was like a kind of a different vibe than I think what it ended up being. And I think what it ended up being was like a much better product in the end of the things, yeah. So
And I think we just like the name, and it's the first time I sing in a band. We weren't aware, and when we got together, we were like, let's see how it goes, who does what. And then I eventually started singing, and then it kind of felt like an obvious thing to do it in Brazilian.
Do it in your own language, yeah.
Feel more comfortable writing in that.
Exactly.
language.
Express yourself better in your native language rather than your second or third.
yeah, for sure.
How do you get reception in Sweden with that? People just, whatever, we love the music, they're curious maybe about what you're singing?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think it's not uncommon within like the punk scene that you just appreciate the music and you kind of understand where it's coming from. So even if you don't understand all the words, you know
You feel
what
that
it's about.
passion.
Yeah. So I think it's a common thing. Like we all enjoy like Finnish bands and all type of different languages. But yeah, people are curious. The common denominator is that no one can pronounce the band name. But it was fun. We played Portugal this year, and it was the first time we played in a country where they could actually understand the lyrics, and it was a really special experience because people came up to us after the shows and asked about the lyrics and talked about specific parts of the lyrics, and that was very special because that was a first time, yeah.
Were you were able to speak to them without them having to get out a translator, take a look at what's being said? That really must have been very different and very nice.
Yeah, it was very special, yeah.
And the punk scene in Stockholm does seem to be, I don't want to say small, but very close-knit. It seems everybody's in the same band, you know, that
I think it's a lot of that, but I think also like within the last few years, I think like it's been a good expanding of like how scenes have gone together. Like, you know, you have the straight edge hardcore scene, and they start booking like bands from more like say like the hardcore punk scene and vice versa. So I think like it's been good like turnover of like mixed shows now,
Yeah.
where like younger crusties come to hardcore shows and vice versa and so on. So I think it's been a good vibe in the past few years. And there's a few venues that like still work and are DIY and so on. So I think it's been overall. I think it's like it looks positive for the future. I think like the tighter the scene is overall, is always better for everybody. So yeah.
But I want to, because I have the same impression of what you described in a lot of different countries as well. I feel like if I think of Finland or if I think of even England, that you kind of feel like, oh yeah, these are your usual characters playing in bands, and I don't know what it's about, because I don't think it's the whole truth that it's just these people doing stuff. It really is not.
There's much more behind it. But
Right. But maybe there's something about these people, like these people sticking around for a long time and being like visible over a longer period of time and creating connections, so that it turns out that you kind of have this impression that it's these people.
they're kind of the ones who are the glue that keeps everybody else moving and growing. And
But there's a lot of new people coming out, like young people in a lot of different places. We played Copenhagen recently, and it was a lot of really young people. In Stockholm, we often play all ages shows, and then there's like 13-year-olds coming. We've heard the same about Finland. They have this new blood coming in. I think it feels like after COVID, there was this influx of younger punks coming to
young people trying to find themselves and just finding that this angry music resonates. Yeah.
Maybe doing something like that is outside of the digital sphere and like meeting people for real.
A good sign of times kind of aspect in some sense. Yeah.
And you were talking about venues and the all ages. Last time I was in Stockholm, we went to Cafe 44. And I was just so impressed. They don't serve alcohol.
No.
Kids come, anarchist bookshop. You like it, you don't like it, they don't care. Just what a wonderful atmosphere. And the young people I saw there. Is that typical based on what you were saying and what we saw?
I think I think that's the whole root of the whole scene. At the end of the day, it's like, it's not supposed to be for only over 18s or whatever the age law abides to, but it's supposed to be for kids, because the kids are what's gonna bring that on with new bands, and you need that fuel in somehow. So when you see like the 13-year-olds, 15-year-olds going to shows and being like really into it, like that's gonna make a new band at some point. Or just something fan scene. It can be anything like creative, but that's the full force of it, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all remember like being captured at some point when we were very young, and just feeling. I remember like seeing the first time I saw a punk show where I actually felt like this is it. So and I don't know, like traveling around, you hear a lot people complaining about, it's just the same old people at the shows, and then you ask that, but when was the last time you booked an all ages gig? It's like, no, we haven't done it. It's like, so that's not gonna happen of itself, and I think Cafe 44 plays a really huge part in this, because they have shows every Tuesday, every Thursday, every week, and if we start a band today, we can book a show there next week.
So they give new bands a chance, and all right, you weren't so good, but we all got out and had fun.
No.
Yeah.
And I think also like big up to Stockholm, which is also like a newer venue that also does a lot of stuff, and they do all ages every once in a while, and it's like it's a great youth house with great values and politics. So it's also like a good force in the scene, I think.
There are some people in Stockholm doing more. They're more on the hardcore sphere, maybe, if you were to categorize things, and they're doing this acting out, they're called, and they're doing it's free if you're under 18, and they organize gigs at Cyclopen, and it's
really
so
good
clear.
Shows, good vibes.
And it's so clear when you're there. It shows up like all these kids, they're like trying to figure out what they like, and they can they do not have the punk outfit.
No.
They do not have the right bands on them, they're just into
they
like alternative music and
just like
figure
really curious
out.
in a good sense, like.
And there are so few places to hang out if you're under 18, so it's important.
You've given me hope, because that's what we need. Because we were all those 13, 14-year-old kids going, listen to this. And if you don't have other people around you, you kind of might, does this? And you guys are coming out with your third 7-inch, if I recall correctly.
So I think we're getting it next week actually. So it's it was close but no cigar to have it for this this run of shows. But Jakob, who plays in Larma, that puts out our stuff, he said maybe Tuesday we have it. So let's see.
Yeah.
So we should go see him when they're playing and start to, when is that coming out?
And they're amazing. So in general, just go see them.
I was planning on it. Yes.
They're fantastic. Great bunch of people as well. So.
It's gonna be out for K-Town. We're playing K-Town, our favorite festival ever. Yeah, this had a lot of K-Town vibes, I guess. Yeah, but so it's gonna be out by then. Yeah, it's 6 new songs.
I'm looking forward to hearing it. And you're not the first person who said this has a lot of the K-Town vibes. Right. So many people have said that to me over the past few years, and it's true. I mean, I've not been to K-Town, much to my shame, but everything I've seen, all of it.
Yeah, the punk conference.
Yeah. And the real dirty DIY in the sense that we're not trying to be polished here.
Right. Yeah, but also like, I know like it's the same here as in Cape Town, the DIY ethos of how do you book bands, why the bands are here. There's no one like making money.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's kind of like an obvious thing to us, but maybe not for everyone when you think about all festivals that exist and everything that's going on. Yeah, but it's the same ethos, it's the same like people putting love and effort into it.
It's the passion, it's the love. It's not like some of those giant festivals over here where, how much money can we make out of that band?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you guys for taking a few minutes in this horribly sunny weather. Well, you probably enjoy it.
Yeah, this is amazing.
Yeah, you're probably feeling like, oh, you like it.
It's great.
And I'm sitting here going,
Summer's here.
I don't want to squint.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys, and
Thank
hope
you so
to
much.
see you again around soon.
I hope
because
so
We hope so too.
enjoy it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We'll be back.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.